libertarians, I guess it's worth showing. This incident is probably happening about a hundred or so miles south of what's currently called Liberland. It's not in Croatia. It's not on the Serbo-Croat border. It's in a Croatian-dominated section of Bosnia, also known as Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's at this point in a restricted area during wartime where a member of the militia comes up and politely confronts me. He's Hrvatsko Vijeće obrane, which means that he's part of the infamous HVO, which later opened a concentration camp in this town. Nevertheless, it's interesting how he treats... Well, anyway, first, okay, the HVO guy doesn't come up until after I start interviewing a Muslim.
In the end, Croats won, but Chaplina lost. Now there is fear the front lines could return. Kako ste? Molim ponoviti, ja imam problem u moj fotoaparat.
Nikada u povijesti muslimani i Hrvati nisu, to je, mogu reći ja, kao neškolovan čovjek, da je to jedna, kako bih rekao, jedna porodica, jedna familija, jedna nacija, jedna to, mislim, nikad u povijesti mi se nismo, muslimani i Hrvati nismo se imali riječ. Imam 2 djece, žene, imam 3 brata. Ima 5 mjeseci su u srpskom logoru, pravi zdravi zatvorni. Do danas ih nisu ubili, možda će je sutra ubiti.
Djemo Bajramović here. I always wonder what happened to this guy.
Nemam ja, ma...
Kako snimite?
Nek snimi ovo, ja pošteno govorim ovo sve.
Daj, pusti čovjeka na miru, odmaknite se od momka.
Dobro, može.
U redu? Ajme, razli se.
Ja sam pričao da sam braćao zatvor, da sve to i to sve, da je to onaj... Ja sam pošteno govorio da sam braćao zatvor, obilježak snimi to televizija.
Nema šta to potrebe snima, to svijet zna. Da je zatvor i šta četnici rade i ostale stvari.
To sam ja i rekao.
U redu, ajmo se razlići od momka, šta je?
Ništa, ja sam samo shvatio, vidio.
Gotovo, završili smo.
Ja odo...
Ja govorim samo malo hrvatsko.
Ja sam stvarno rekao da su mene braći, da su četnici zatvorili 3 brata, sam ja ovdje.
Dobro je u redu, jesmo rekao.
Jesam se.
U redu, ajmo, Kemo, šta je?
So, you see, I'm making the same mistake in those days that mainstream media still make today. That mistake is not focusing so much on the confrontation, wasting instead all this time doing stand-ups and trying to tell a scripted story. Anyhow, I was detained for about 5 minutes. The soldier, who I never even photographed, told me I needed to leave the area or someone would possibly come by and take my film. So that was my experience being in or near a restricted area and being confronted by Croatian authorities. You see how they treated me quite a bit better than they're treating the Liberlanders, at least in some cases. At least they didn't arrest me, and they've been arresting quite a few Liberlanders in peacetime. Part of it maybe was, in my case, the fact that I actually spoke some of the language. I wonder if the Liberlanders are bothering to do that. Although I was only 5 months into my language training at this point, at least it sort of gave them a reason to, to believe that I was respecting the locals in some form or fashion. Maybe it got me better treatment. By the way, I went back to this area just a few days later, and no one bothered me. I found this interesting because